Let's
All right.
roll.
There we go, brother.
Hey, kiddo.
Happy New Year to everybody, right?
Yeah, Happy New Year.
That's all right.
I'm in the Colombian spirit today. My
you,
Colombian jersey on.
you got your shirt, huh? I bet you're determined to have a different shirt on every show, aren't you?
Every day.
I know
Damn
how
right.
you know you're gonna have 365 fucking shirts.
Well, I got a whole bunch of with the same color, so it'll look like the same.
All right, so we're gonna do something a little different today. Since
Got plan, man.
People like listening to you try to explain things.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
So I don't know. They like how you kind of try to explain shit. So instead of me watching
when I can't find the words or some shit like that.
That's right. That's right. So instead of me watching that video, I figured, fuck it. You watch it and you can just explain it to me. It's more natural anyway.
Shit. Well, see, but I watch it, but what comes out of there is a whole bunch of questions. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of shit that I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right. But inside the question, you can explain to me what the fuck happened.
Okay.
At least you can try.
Yeah, well, at least, today, I saw episode 7 and 8 today. And episode 7, I only got 2 questions because the rest of the episode 7, they showed it on the fucking previews.
Right.
And we talked about all that shit already. Okay. One of them was which was the strongest and the biggest of the 5 families.
Well, it depends when, but Genovese, I believe.
Genovese and the Gambino. That's what they were saying.
Genovese and Gambino. Well, I'll tell you something funny about the Genovese. We used to make fun of them.
Okay.
down here, because they never got indicted.
Oh,
they never. They were considered like they were called like the legitimate family.
Okay.
Like they would do everything, clean. I don't know any guys down here that I can remember that got a big bust. Always, when there's a Gambino bust, there's always a couple of guys from other families that get popped, especially down here because they're all working together. But no, it was all the Bonanos got nailed, the Gambinos got nailed, Colombos got nailed. Those 3 always got nailed. I'm not saying they're the stupidest, they were just probably the most active down here. But they're always on the news. Lucchese and Genovese, I can't remember one. And my mom just said, you're right. So no, she knows. She goes, you're right. Yeah, those guys they're big and they're money makers. And today they probably got their hands into all kinds of legit shit.
Yeah. So they were smart in a way.
They were very smart. Very smart.
Okay. All right, cool. And then another part from that episode is I don't know if he was talking about what we spoke about the other day that you guys enlightened me that Sammy had killed his brother-in-law or something like that. They were talking about doing shit. Remember we said that Michael Franzese was saying that the mob wasn't normal, killing people wasn't normal, and all this shit. Remember?
Right.
Okay. There was a conversation in this episode, right? And then Sammy comes out saying that there's a couple of things that happen within the mob that it's normal for the mob, and this guy's arguing that it's not normal. He says, "Well, I had a girlfriend, and I was in love with her, it was the love of my life. I was gonna marry her, and I had to do things that that destroyed my relationship with this girl." And I was like, okay, this must be the part but he didn't say anything about the brother-in-law or anything. You know what I mean?
Who's it, Sammy or Mike talking this?
Okay. Sammy. So to myself, I'm like, okay, this must have been what Tony had said to me, that he knocked off his brother-in-law.
He was already married at the time, so it wouldn't have been his girlfriend.
So it wouldn't have been his girlfriend then.
No.
So it must have been another brother-in-law.
Well, you're not a brother-in-law until you get married.
Technically,
the way they do it here, they don't.
Yeah.
So if he's saying brother-in-law here, then it was when he was married to someone. Actually married. He knocked off his wife's brother. How about that?
Wow, that's cold. That's cold. That's Cosa Nostra. That's according to him.
Yeah, according to fucking him, everything's Cosa Nostra. You know what I do remember about that conversation? They were talking about, I believe Sammy was talking about, if something was ever happened to your family, I would do X, Y, and Z. And then Mike said, if anything, I don't know if it was the same conversation, but Mike said, if anything ever happened to his family, right?
He would go Cosa Nostra again.
He wouldn't want to see anything less than killing the person, and he'd do it himself.
Himself. Yeah, Sammy asked him the question, what would you do? What would you do if somebody touched someone in your family, your wife, your sons, you know what I mean? Then he answered that. I remember that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he does have it in him. You know what I mean? He said, but still, I would do that. Yeah, I would do all that, but it's not normal, Sammy. He's just saying that, you know, the shit that we do in an illegal organization is not normal.
Right. Now, and you know, I was surprised at that answer because of his ministry and stuff like that. I was surprised at that answer because a real minister, I'm not saying I wouldn't definitely call him a real minister, like someone who was raised in it. He might have changed his life or whatever, but a real minister, because I asked that question to some friends of mine that I've been around since I was 9, 10. And I asked them, I said, because we were talking about the Bible and back and forth. And I said, if God forbid anybody ever did anything to your daughter and you knew the person, what would you do? And you had the chance to do it without getting caught. It was guaranteed. He wouldn't do it. He'd leave it to the Lord. Now that's a real Christian. Yeah, totally. It's a real Christian right there. Totally. It's not my right to take a life. Wow. I'm like, damn, motherfucker, you. Well, you give me a phone, give me a call, I'll do it for you. I mean, shit, someone touches your kid. No, that's off limits. Yeah,
that's something listen, I've been today, like, I'll give you an example. Last night I had a weird dream. You know what I mean? My daughter.
Remember the last time you had a weird dream, someone was burned up in a coffin. Remember that one?
Yeah, but see, my dreams are like, I got some Indian in me. So you know what I mean? I'm worried about my when I dream shit. Last night I dreamt that my daughter, my baby.
Right.
Kept on she's like, daddy, 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 like crying for me. You know what I mean? Crying for me. And like that she would just wanted me to carry her. And then I carry her and I'm taking her from where we're at. We're like at a stadium or something. You know what I mean? Hold on, you know, they're actually calling me now. You know what I mean? Well, anyways, we're like at a stadium. You know, and then like she's like, daddy, just carry me, and she's crying and then she's just hugging me and stuff like that. And then I woke up, and I've been unease today all day. Right. I've been calling all day, and look, she's just calling me back now.
Oh, okay.
All day. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just I worry, and going to what we're talking about is that shit. I think about this. If anything happens to any of my kids, you know what I mean? Any of my kids, hell's gonna break loose. You know what I'm saying?
I feel sorry for the city. I feel sorry for the city that they're in.
You understand me?
Oh yeah.
You know. So, you know, and then for someone to say that, you know, they'll leave it up to the Lord, it's got to be a totally holy person.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm sorry, but I no.
Yeah, this guy, he's the real deal. Married his high school sweetheart when he was 16. Yeah.
Wow.
Been married for 50 years, 60 years. Wow. It's just crazy.
Wow. Crazy. Well, moving on. Well, then, you know, apart from that, then, you know, all these questions that happened about who was the strongest family, this and all that stuff. And then I switched over to the episode 8. The episode 8, they had a similar question.
Okay.
About the families. Okay. They were asking who was stronger, the Sicilian mob or the North American mob?
I got the answer. Depends where you're at. That's a no-brainer.
Who was it that said that? I think it was Giuliani or Franzese said that.
But
because if they're on their turf, he says, but the U.S. mob did a lot bigger deals.
Because for instance, bigger country too.
Yeah, he gave an example. He says the U.S. mob controlled Las Vegas. Las Vegas is like 3 times bigger than Sicily.
Yeah, Las Vegas money alone probably made more money than Sicily. Sicily. And I don't know how big. I don't know if they even casinos are allowed in Italy. I'm not sure.
Right.
I can't remember. I don't know of any big like Vegas. Maybe they have them, but fuck Vegas alone. Forget about it. Atlantic City.
Right.
The fucking cruise ships. I'll tell you a quick story about the cruise ships over here in was it Sun Cruise? I can't remember. But there was the owner of Miami Subs.
Okay.
Ma, what's the owner of Miami Subs? Ask her. I can't fucking remember. Anyway, he was a Greek dude, right? And he was he had some dealings with the Gambinos, but also a little bit on the Bonanos. And there was a deal to where they were supposed to cut in the Bonanos for some money when they were gambling offshore.
Okay.
And I believe the Gambinos had some deal going on with it might have been the liquor, you know. So there was a couple things going shady. I got to find out how the story went. It's been a while. Well, anyway, this motherfucker backed out of the deal and basically told people to fuck off.
Right.
Told the mob to fuck off.
Right.
Well, they hit this cocksucker right in front of Miami Subs in his car. Ooh. Yeah, and they actually got brought down for it. I'm gonna look into it. It's a good story.
I think I've heard in Miami Subs a hit. I think I heard about that.
And I believe it was Miami Subs and Sun Cruise. He owned both.
I think I heard about both. That.
He was a Greek guy. I can't remember his fucking name though. Anyway, yeah, and it brought down a whole shit ton of people.
Yeah.
Now, one guy.
Yeah, they were asking, who was rougher between the two mobs? You know what I'm saying? Who was more? He says that the Sicilian mob has different rules than from over here, from the U.S. mobs. Like for instance, in Sicily, they didn't respect family and stuff like that.
No, like they're like the Colombians. They just go after anybody.
If you don't show up, they're gonna make you show up.
See, that's how you look. That's how you keep it in line, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
If the American mob, we'll call them the American mob, if they don't want people to cooperate, have your insurance policy, pal.
Totally.
You know, have a guy with a wife and kids. And if he doesn't have that, then maybe you don't send him out to do jobs you don't want him to rat on you. You know, in other words, listen, if you got a wife and kids, okay, then you can go out and do a hit, right? Because if you talk, this is what we're going to do.
Right.
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 And that leverage only works so much here because with witness protection, you know, they pack you up with your family and you're out. So there's only so much you can really do when they got that witness protection shit put in place.
Yeah, totally. I mean, there's got to be the government's got everybody by the balls with all these years and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So the mob and any illegal organization has to take stronger measures. Right. To in order to, you know, stay in line, like you say. You know what I mean?
Well, but here's when you look at the laws. We were talking about the laws before, right? What used to be illegal is now legal. And let's go back even further.
Right.
For crime to be a business for the government, right? Right. We make these laws. And after we make some, now we've got this group of laws, we can go after these people. And because we can arrest so many people, we can fill up the jails. We got the judges, we got the lawyers, we got the police. And there goes your, you know, you got your economy going, okay? Because you got all these jobs. Right. As we get more advanced technology, when you have different things come in to play, Bitcoin, for example, is one of them. Someone's going to figure out something to do with Bitcoin that they haven't. When it first came out, right? Okay, well, we can do this. There's no law against it yet, unless they do it on the computer. So someone's going to think, wait a minute, just like ecstasy. When ecstasy first came over here in the U.S., there was no fucking law. Listen, I know military guys were coming in the airport with duffel bags. They were just confiscating it. There was nothing they could do.
Right.
And then, it took a year, and then bang, they made it illegal, and now you got caught, you go to jail. But in the beginning, they were just bringing them in right in their fucking suitcase. Because now hold on, let me finish before I forget my train of thought. So what they do is, as we get more technologically advanced, they come up with these new laws, and now they start targeting other shit, and the old shit they just leave alone. Right? So all this old school mob shit we used to do, that's fucking garbage. They want to come after the computer stuff now, the fraud, the hacking. I mean, that's the crime. When someone can rob your ass from in the middle of the ocean on a fucking tin boat with a goddamn computer and a little satellite dish, and he cleans out your fucking bank account, that's the cocksucker you got to worry about.
That's the one we need to find.
That's the one we need to find too, right?
Listen, but you know what's the government's weapon against a lot of this stuff? This cyber mob, let's call it like that.
Right.
Is making shit legal. Because I don't know if in the States, I don't know, but here in Colombia, through Bancolombia and Da Vivienda, the two main banks over here, you can negotiate your Bitcoins with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're legalizing it. That's their weapon against it. They just legalize shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, how the hell are you gonna control that? They can't. They gotta legalize it.
Yeah, they gotta recognize it. Bitcoin's legal. It's legal here. It's just not considered actual money yet.
But it is over here. It is over here, and the banks will buy them from you.
Really?
Yeah.
Depending on the market price.
Exactly. You buy them under, you go to the bank, boom. A friend of mine that does the digital distribution for the music, he does that. He buys Bitcoins, right? And he does this. He says, I do this every day. Buys Bitcoins, boom, 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 goes to the bank, cashes out. Making 10 grand a day.
What does he do? Buying them, he's buying them low and selling them at a different price?
Sell them higher to the bank. The bank pays you.
Why would the bank pay more? Not smart.
I don't understand the business, but the bank knows where it's going.
Sounds like a good business to me. Why don't we get in on it?
Yeah. Sure. I don't understand that. I really haven't, because I have a couple of people. I just haven't had the time to sit down with them. You know what I mean? And I need to have my right-hand guy next to me. So see if, you know, he'll catch on and understand it.
And put it in your language. Put it in your language, huh?
Put it in my language.
Yeah,
I just like I said before, I need to know what the fuck am I gonna make? How much? If I give you this much, how much are you giving me back? That's all I need to know.
I tried to understand that Bitcoin, and people were trying to tell me all. Well, it's this and it's that, and it can't be hacked, and it can't be this, and it can't. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. And they were talking about how the U.S. dollar is not backed by gold. It's just a piece of paper, and they're coming up with all these fucking. All right, well, let me tell you this. What the fuck is a Bitcoin? It's a fucking computer code. It's all it is. I don't care. Anyone can.
Well, that's something else.
It was a man-made generated fucking code.
Yeah. But you know,
now they just put a value behind this. It's all horse shit, but it works.
But it's on your phone. If you lose your phone, you're hit.
Oh, you can write it down. You can write it down. It's a long ass code, but you can write it down.
Yeah. But well, off camera, I'll tell you how I've been investigating, and I know more or less how all this shit started and who's the one that, you know, boomed this shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why in Miami and Maine, a lot of the main things are there in Miami. That's why Miami's the way it is right now. There's a lot of money in Miami. You know, little kids having a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so you know, off camera we'll talk about that.
All right.
Okay. Anyways, getting back to the mob. Giuliani doesn't like Sammy. He likes Franzese.
Well, I'll tell you what,
he says he's a changed guy.
Well, Franzese said in a video that Sammy Gravano was nothing like John Gotti. Sammy the Gravano was basically a piece of shit, the lowest of the low.
Right.
That's what Franzese said about Sammy. This was maybe a year or so ago before they did their little interview shit. But if someone talked about you like that, trust me, you'd never sit at the table with them. Wow. Never. And now after I saw that like a week ago, and I'm thinking, wait a minute. Michael Franzese talked that much shit. I mean, he basically called him a scumbag, the lowest of the low, and he basically couldn't shine John Gotti's shoes, right? So Franzese is saying John Gotti's up here, and Michael and fucking Sammy the Bull's down here couldn't even shine his fucking shoes. I'm like, damn, I'm thinking, why would he sit down with this guy after? Then I saw the video was about a year or so old. So it was definitely a money-making thing. And, but I wouldn't sit down with anybody for that bullshit.
Patrick came out there. He interviewed Giuliani.
Okay.
And Giuliani was supposed to come in on this sit down. Okay. And Giuliani said that he will not be in the same room as Sammy the Bull unless it's in a courtroom, because he wants to put him away for 100 years. Okay. Sammy blew up. That motherfucker, that piece of shit. You know what I mean? All he does, what were the words that he used? I wrote them down. It's Giuliani goes after people. That Giuliani goes after people. He's got a vendetta against us. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Giuliani's job. That's his job. That's job. He's a prosecutor.
And then that Patrick guy and Franzese that explained to him the same thing. That's his job. You know what I'm saying? That's why he goes, I don't give a fuck. Who the fuck does he think? He wants to put me away. Why doesn't he come in here and sit down and tell me to my face? I'll kill him.
They did. They actually, here's what happened. They did come down and say it to his face. That's what happened. Mm-hmm. See, they got Sammy the Bull and they sat him at a table and they said it to his face and they were going to put him away for fucking 100 years. And he snitched on everybody. So they don't need to do that anymore, Sammy, because they already did it. And he got off the fucking hook. And Giuliani's right. He should have done fucking 500 years. Yeah. If not for everyone else, the fucking kid he shot.
Exactly. Exactly. Right? That's the main one. But you know what Sammy says? Okay, I'll give him the chance to put me away for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Tell him to come over here, to say that to my face, and I'll shoot him in the face. I'll shoot him, and then they can go ahead and arrest me, and I'll be gone for the rest of the year. You know what I mean?
He actually said that. I'll shoot him in the face.
Yeah, I'll kill his fuck. Watch it. You didn't see it.
He's got to be careful how he talks.
Yeah,
that type of shit. Listen, when you name a name, like say Giuliani, and then you say you're going to go do that.
Yeah,
that's especially. Listen, that's not fucking good.
You know what I noticed? I noticed that he's a brute. I don't know if that's the right word. Bully, because bullies but he's a brute. He's somebody that
a stunad.
That's you step on his toes. I'm gonna buy
his ego. He's got
you know what I mean?
He's got a fucking little ego thing. You can't, he used to say people leave comments and it bothers him.
You want me to be totally honest with you? Yeah. You want me to be totally honest with you on certain things that I've noticed of these two fools? Franzese is someone that you need to be more careful of than Sammy the Bull.
Oh yeah, well yeah, it depends on. Well, there's two types of careful. Franzese will tell you he loves you.
Exactly.
And when you're not looking, you get barbed wire at the booty.
You're done.
And your fucking bank accounts. That's what he does.
What to expect from Sammy?
Yeah. Sammy's gonna be straight up. That's it.
You know exactly what to expect. So that makes Franzese more dangerous.
Absolutely. So if you were going into business with someone, you'd want to use Franzese. I mean, not if you were going to do a legitimate business, but if you wanted someone to go out there and fucking be a headhunter and just chop people's fucking legs off and drain their account, Franzese is the guy.
Right,
you got a problem on the street, you call Sammy. Back then, I mean, if you had the two guys. I mean, we know other people that are better, but out of the two,
I know.
Yeah, use Sammy for
not call Sammy. But if you're gonna get into if something's about to happen, or let's say like you're at a bar or some shit like that, someone you need to have with you, Sammy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Sammy wouldn't be one that I need this done and no.
Oh no, I wouldn't send him on anything. And speaking of calling, I noticed Sammy do this a couple times. So he's pissed off at Giuliani, and he says if he wants to do this, tell him to come see me. Well, here's what Sammy always leaves out. You ready? Always leaves this out when he calls people out. He leaves out his fucking address. Nobody knows where the fuck you are, Sammy. If you're going to call someone out, say a place and a time. A place and a time, and allow that person to respond. That's a proper, don't say 5 o'clock on Tuesday and hold on, this guy's busy.
Right.
Give it a little bit of time, give it a month, say a time and a place, and wait for the person to respond. Okay, I'll be there or I won't. Right? But not, and an address, not come see me. He does that all the time. He even did that to fucking Joe Watts. Oh, come see me, Joe Watts. About why he's hiding out someone's fucking face. I mean, come on. Joe Watts will fucking stick his head right up his ass and make him walk backwards like a limp fucking crab. There's no way. Joe Watts, Sammy the Bull, get out. Joe Watts,
Sammy's got a mouth, and he really believes that he's still, back in the day.
He's got to put on a show, because if he doesn't,
he's gonna.
Right. He's got nothing. There's nothing appealing about him unless there's some sort of show. if Sammy had Mike's personality,
right,
it wouldn't be, because it's all about killing people.
Yeah, exactly. And you know,
it wouldn't match up. Now Mike is all about robbing people, robbing and conning. So it's
scamming,
it's scamming and robbing and conning. That's all his, you know, he talks about this guy and that guy and all these, you know, scams he did. And Sammy talks about fucking cracking skulls.
Yeah.
You know,
they asked them, Patrick asked them, listen, if you would have a chance to go back to the life and you get to choose what business you would like to redo again, or if you have the chance now, maybe illegally or anything, what would you do?
Sammy?
Yeah, both of them. He asked both of them. Franzese said that he'd look at for a way to get back into the gasoline again. You know what I mean? To the gas business.
Yeah, it was big money. And it was simple.
And Sammy said that he would like to do the loan sharking, but not big monies, little monies. Have a lot, little accounts, because he says big monies, big problems. So he would do little accounts, and he would just start lending out the monies again. You know what I mean? So you see the levels of thinking of the ambition, more or less where they're at, what levels they're at. You know what I mean? Franzese is way up here than Sammy's down here.
Yeah, Sammy wants to go out nickel and diamond people and breaking their knees with and threatening them and go through all the fucking dirt work.
This guy wants to set himself up for his life.
Desk. He wants to rob the government.
He wants to be a CEO.
Yeah.
He wants nothing else. Oh man. Shit. Listen, now I'm gonna surprise you. I want to change the topic a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. I saw a couple comments about us, you and I. Okay.
Well, I didn't see him.
Similar. That how long do we know each other? How did we meet and everything? And you know, how did we become tight friends? Okay. And I want to tell, you know, the people more or less how we met. We met through, you know who, the big piece of shit, right? You were his neighbor. Right. He was a neighbor of his, and I met him through him. And we kicked it up. We were always good. We were good friends. You know what I mean? You were always with him, whatever. We, you know, we did things. Then, you know, shit started happening, rolling, and Chile, the situations, this, you know, we created a how do you say, a friendship? You know what I mean? We were good friends, but not the best of friends, but we were good friends. How did Tony and I become best friends? Okay. He was on the run. I was on the run also. I get locked up, and I go to Coleman. When I get to Coleman,
oh shit,
that piece of shit that introduced us was there. We bumped into each other there, and you know, at that moment everything was cool. And then I'm like, what happened to you? And then he starts telling me this story about this Scarface fucking story and all this and all that and all that. And this, and then he comes to me and he starts telling me that that Anthony had snitched me out. And my brother, my sibling, remember? And then he told the story, and I was mad at Anthony, guys. Honestly.
So, Carlos thought I was the rat in his case.
Yeah.
Because someone we know who was in prison, I think I was over at the medium. I was at the medium. I was at the medium when he got to the low, right? Exactly. I went to the fucking medium.
Exactly.
And so I wasn't there anymore. And he gets into Carlos's ear because we all know the same people. And we all know the same information about everybody. So this fat motherfucker, he goes and tells Carlos that I snitched out. And Carlos is sitting there believing it. And I'm not even there to defend myself.
Right.
So then I come to the medium, and, you know, I see you and I saw him.
Remember the day when you get there? We were at the rec yard. Right. And then he tells me, look who's here. And I just looked at Tony up and down. I go, what's up? Tony knew right away something was up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And trust me, you know, God is big. God is huge. God is present because, you know, in the moment where we saw each other again, because I was fuming, you know, and you know, Tony noticed how I, you know, because usually it was, hey, what's, you know what I mean, hug and da. I go, what's up? And then I think I walked away or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
he just kind of gave me a what's just like a head nod and a look and just turned your back real fast. And I was like, yeah, I was thinking, you know, maybe he's got a bad day because in prison you're not going to get people jumping up and down all the time. You know,
exactly,
all fucking smiles. And then another time it happened twice.
Right.
You know, but the first, I remember the rec yard too. And then it happened again. And then after the second one, I was like, okay, something's up with this motherfucker here.
Yeah. So you come up to me, and you tell me, if you want to talk about something, I'm here. We can talk.
Right.
And I just looked at you. I go, okay. And I just walked away again. You know what I mean? I go back to my room. I think it happened like 3 days passed by, right?
Actually, I think I came to see you when you
came looking for me. That's what it was.
I came to your unit. I found your.
You came to my unit. Exactly.
And I said, hey, listen. I just said, if you ever got anything you want to say,
or
you want to say it to my face, I'll meet you in the rec yard whenever you want, anytime, any place, face to face.
Right.
And you said, all right. And that was it. And I left. And I was thinking, wow, fuck, I wish you said something, but you didn't.
Right.
No, you just said, all right.
That left me thinking. I'm like, wait a minute.
This motherfucker.
If this motherfucker said anything about me, why the fuck did he? You know what I mean? If I were him, I would be calling guards. You know, lock myself. Go check into
the hole.
The fucking hole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I had about all the guys, all these wackos around me and all this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
yeah.
Wait a minute. Now I'm gonna talk to him. And then, you know, we how long did we walk? Like 2 hours.
Shit, we were out there fucking. It was early. It was rec call before lunch or before dinner. Before dinner, we were out there fucking skipped and we walked.
Well, we walked and we talked and we put everything and, just for us walking around for those 2 hours, 2-3 hours. I don't remember how long it was. This motherfucker gave himself in, huh? He just saw us walking around. He never, ever, ever again addressed neither of us. And every time he would walk in front of my dorm, and I'd do it on purpose. I'd stand right in front of my dorm, just look at him walk by, and he would just put his head down and keep walking. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then after that, Tony and I, forget it. He's my brother, and I got his back. I know he's got mine, and that's how this friendship. After we got out, I met his wife. He came down here. We've just been tight.
Mm-hmm.
Ups and downs like in every family, but we're here. We're here for each other.
You remember in that when we had that conversation, and you were, because everything that they were talking to you about, don't forget the feds pulled me in too. He told about you, but he wasn't the one who got you indicted.
No.
He wasn't the one. He just tried to.
Through my lawyers, they were coming and asking, and I'm, how the fuck do you know what I'm saying?
He was trying to get you re-indicted. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to get you indicted. You were already in prison.
I was in prison already.
Right. So
I was in prison.
The feds pulled me in too. He was trying to get me indicted from shit from Japan.
Right.
And I'm sitting there going, what the fuck? How do they know this? This is 2 years after I'm in prison. How do they know this shit? And I'm thinking, this fucking mother, the only people that knew certain things was you and him. And I know it wasn't you because your ass was sitting there with me.
Right.
And when me and you we had that conversation, you were sitting there trying to figure out, and I was like, wait a minute. All right, well, we know the dope on the first case, my dope came from you. Now, you never heard of it.
Right.
And then on the second case, this federal case, we knew the bricks came from you, and I described them to you and all. And I said, when I turned myself, when I got arrested, it was when I got picked up in Japan, it was in 2000. So they had me back here in 2000. Mm-hmm. I said, when I went in, did you ever get a phone call, a visit, or anything? You're like, no. I said, okay, so
bing. That's where my the light went. Boom. I go,
right.
It wasn't Tony.
on my case, I could have brought you down and
you
cut my
you could have fucking chopped my balls off right off.
Chopped him, got Fat Man, got them all, right?
And you wouldn't have done it. You wouldn't have done all that time you did.
They would have fucking given me a sweet deal, baby.
Yeah, man. That's when the light came on. I'm like, it wasn't Tony. It was this fat piece of fucking motherfucking. Oh my God. I'm like, oh, to this day, kid. To this day.
Let me tell him real quick how I burned him back. All right.
Okay.
So me and Carlos are talking, and we know that this fat son of a bitch, he's talking on everybody. All right. And when I mean everybody, I mean everybody. And here's
everybody, even the people taking the chicken out of the fucking kitchen.
Oh, even the people out here.
It's a fucking compound rat.
So the feds come in, you know, they call me to, I don't know, the lieutenant's office or some bullshit. You don't know what it is. When they call you to the lieutenant's office, and boom, it's the fucking feds, right?
Right.
Now, for anyone, I know all the mobsters are going to go, oh, you can't sit down. Well, I'm not with any fucking family. I can do whatever I want. And I always believe in, you treat the feds like fucking gentlemen. You don't ever tell a fed to go fuck off. Right. You just say, gentlemen, if I could, I would. But in this line of work, you know, my life, my family, and they respect that. Really? You don't tell them I'm not a fucking rat. Well, you don't do that shit. They're just trying to. Yeah. So anyway, and plus, I wanted to hear what the fuck they were going to say. Yeah, you know, you want to know why are they here? What's up?
Right.
So they were talking about his wife. So they go, hey, do you know so-and-so? I'm like, yeah, I know so-and-so. You know this one? Yeah, I know so-and-so. You're not going to lie and say that you don't, because they know that you do. Hello. Right. It's nothing fucking new to them. You know, that's like them asking Sammy the Bull, you know John Gotti? Nope, never seen him. So, you know, yeah, I know him. You know, yeah, okay. Did this person, his wife, ever count this much money? It was a couple $1 million in a room with this person, and this person. Now, they knew the people exactly and how much money it was and for how many bricks it was. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, there's no way. And this was, wait a minute, I was on the run for 4.5 years. So this was before that.
Right.
All right. So we're talking 7 years ago if this happened.
Right.
And they got this information down to the T. And I'm thinking, and they go, you know, this could really help your case. La, 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 la. You're already in for 3 years or 2 years. And we could, and I'm thinking to myself, if people don't know his wife, I'm not going to say her name, but at the age of 21, she was still a virgin. Okay. They got married in church. This girl was as clean as they could possibly be.
Yeah.
So the husband says, hey, help us count this money, because we got fucking a few $1 million here, and you got to count it by hand, because he was too scared to have a fucking money counting machine. But he got 100 bricks in the house, but not a money counting machine. How stupid. I never could fucking understand you guys. You too, motherfucker. You didn't want a money counting machine, did you? Afraid to
I
get
had 20, a couple, but not around me.
No? Afraid of the money machine, not of the dope.
It makes too much noise.
Yeah. So they go, listen, was she in this room? Da, 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 da. And I was thinking to myself, this motherfucker, if I say yes, that's going to, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to corroborate whatever the fucking word is with his story. Okay.
Right.
And he's going to get his fucking sentence reduced, and she'll get indicted and blah, blah, blah. I said, gentlemen, as much as I would love to get out of this fucking shithole, there's no way I can tell you that she was in that room, because she wasn't. I would love to walk and go home, but I'd be lying. This girl had not, listen, she might have known we were doing something illegal. She might have known. We came in the house. I had suitcases. She was told to go to her bedroom and lock the door until we're done. There's nothing illegal about that.
Right.
There's nothing illegal about that.
Right.
Her maybe thinking. Okay. It's not her responsibility to pick up the phone and call the cops. She didn't see anything. She never counted anything. She never did nothing. And they smiled. They closed their folders. They said, thank you. It was about a fucking 7-minute meeting. He got fucked so good.
Yeah.
He got fucked so good because they thought he was lying. And when you debrief,
he was lying.
When you cooperate, you got to give them everything. And if they think you're lying, your cooperation goes out the window. Well, he got sentenced to. Got sentenced to 20 fucking years, didn't he?
20, something like that, yeah.
20 years.
But he did They knocked off 6 months, no?
About 6 months. That was because of Obama.
Okay.
That was because of Obama.
Okay, that's what it was. I thought it was because of his cooperation, because I kept on checking.
He got that because they knocked out first-time offender, nonviolent, and so he finally got a reduction in sentence after fucking 19 years.
Yeah, that piece of fucking crap, man. You know what I mean? Well, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He's just, let him keep showing his fucking salads and shit.
Yeah. And you know what we got to do? We got to do one. You know, I told the story. We told the story about when you got kidnapped and the money and coming to save you. I thought that was the time. I was sitting here going, oh, when did we become really good friends? I thought maybe when I came.
No.
Yeah.
No, like I said, we were tight, but we weren't like, you know what I'm saying?
I would have thought after getting fucking coming to save your ass, getting your head chopped off, we would have been even tighter.
We were boys. You're part of my.
I know.
Anyway,
I know. You know what I was thinking? I think we told my side of the story and my perspective, right?
Okay.
But we never really told your perspective. We know that, you know, you got picked up, you're in the restaurant, but what was going on in your head? Where did they take you? How did they take you? What were you doing in that fucking little shack for a few days waiting for the money to arrive? What was going on in your head?
Okay.
You know, all this shit when they pulled the bag off your head, not having a shower for a couple of days, and then finally catching the motherfuckers. So,
well, that we'll tell over here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
kid. Well, it was a good one. Happy New Year to everybody. I only have one information on the 5 guys that are coming. I got his travel information and I got his passport. I need the other 4.
Okay, I got to check my email. I haven't checked in a couple of days, so I might have it.
Oh, yeah, I know you've been sick.
Okay. Yeah. We need a copy. We need the passport number. We don't need a copy of the passport, right?
No. It's actually good to have they're gonna ask them for it. No, we need the picture of the passport. Because I take that and they register that over there, and your flight information. Okay.
All right.
And we're still looking. Remember looking April 13th through the 18th for the second one. Okay.
All right. Anyone interested in the next trip, April 13th through when?
You got some calls on that also, but you haven't checked. I know you've been sick, so.
Okay. When is the dates? 13th to what?
April 13th through the 18th.
13th. You want to make it longer? Because 13th is fucking burnt because you just arrived, right?
Okay.
13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. So you got 4 days. You leave on the 18th.
Okay, make it what? A day, 2 more days? A day or 2 more?
Maybe. Yeah, like a straight week. If you do 7 days, at least you got 5 days good.
Okay. Yeah, however, no problem.
You know,
no problem.
We can look into that and see what the price difference is because it's an extra night in the hotel. So there could be a little difference in price. Maybe we do keep it at the 5 days. The price is going to go up too high. Okay.
We'll work it out. Okay.
All right, brother.
Just make sure to send me the info. All right, buddy.
All right.
Be good, guys. All
right. You got it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. The fuck is this? Oh.